Friday? Well, if you're happy it's Friday, that must mean, there's something about work that is not overly satisfying because you're happy it's Friday, looking forward to the weekend. It's kind of the way that it is here in the United States. But as a longevity distributor, even if you're doing it part-time, within a few years, if you're open to coaching, you can realistically be able to replace your JOB income with residual income from your longevity business. And then everything changes in your life. When you're your own boss, when you have a nice residual steady stream of income, when your income actually grows every month, when it actually grows every month, no glass ceiling, you're self-employed, you get all these tax benefits, all these tax write-offs from being self-employed. It's awesome. You don't know what you're missing. 855-347-3696. Give us a call. Let us show you the light of becoming a longevity distributor, owning your own longevity business. 855-347-3696. Let's go to Houston now and see what Maria is up to. Hey, Maria, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi there, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much. What's going on down there in Houston?
Well, I wanted to ask you, I have several health concerns with my mother. Primarily, she's got all kinds of eye issues, from glaucoma to macular degeneration to possible retinal detachment.
Yeah.
She takes drops for that. The drops give her high blood pressure. She takes medicine for the high blood pressure. She's got tachycardia.
Yeah.
She's got issues with bad memory loss, arthritis. I'm just really concerned.
Well, you should be. I mean, it's modern American medicine, right? I mean,
I guess, if that's what you want to call it.
Well, that's what it is, right? That's what she's been under the Well, right. I know. Well, yeah, maybe we should call it I don't know what we should call it. We should call it something. But
yeah, we should call it criminals, what we should call it.
I know. And isn't it nuts? I mean, while she's been under their care, all this crap happens, and they get a pass. It's like, I don't understand.
I know. Nobody gets away with something like they do, along with the money, because, of course, the drops are a fortune. I mean, they really are. I'd do anything not to have to give our money to them, but I don't want to take a risk and let her pressure go up too high, trying other things in the interim, so...
Well, we need to be prudent, right? And so the wonderful thing about medical nutrition is, and this is a giant overlooked aspect of it, pharmaceutical agents work in the body by upregulating and downregulating and messing around with the biochemistry of the body. The biochemistry of the body is made from nutrients, vitamins and minerals and amino acids and cholesterol and essential fatty acids. So in order for the drug to work efficiently, you need vitamins and minerals and essential fatty acids and amino acids. It's completely overlooked. Now,
okay.
I am of the opinion that the drug companies know this. I mean, they have to, because they're at least as smart as I am. They have to know this, but they don't put this stuff. They don't put vitamins and minerals and amino acids in with their drugs, because if they did, they would work better and you would need less of them, right?
Sure.
Right. So when we're dealing with a number of chronic health conditions, some of which are serious, right, like, glaucoma or retinal detachment, liver failure or whatever, we don't want to just willy-nilly withdraw from the drugs, because the drugs are in some cases doing a little bit of good. In some cases are doing a little bit of good. So when we use medical nutrition at the same time that we're using drugs, the drugs work better. And then as we build the body up with medical nutrition, when things start to improve, then you just withdraw from the drug. And it's a simple substitution, one after the other, and it's really easy. So there's no harm and no foul. There's no net negative outcome. Rarely there's a negative interaction between an herb and a drug. And there's certain drugs that if you're taking them, you can't take certain herbs. But, that's hardly ever happens. It's hardly ever an issue, and it's never an issue with longevity. So there's no harm and no foul here in doing both at the same time, right? So from our point of view, glaucoma. Oh, by the way, you may want to, for inspiration's sake, visit, I think you can purchase this at Y, like the letter Y, like yellow, Y Team, T-E-A-M, Tools, Y Team Tools. There's this audio CD called Seeing is Believing. Seeing is Believing. It's a testimonial of a medical doctor who specialized in eye health, and he used Dr. Wallach's therapeutics on his patients and got remarkable results with macular degeneration, with glaucoma, with pityriasis rosacea, and a number of other things. It's a remarkable testimonial. Seeing is Believing. About the benefits.
Does he give the protocol for what she should be doing on there?
I'll tell you what it is right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you the protocol to do right now, but it's been a while since I've listened to that. Probably the protocol is given, but more specifically, it will perhaps give your mother hope to want to pursue the medical nutrition, because unlike drugs, medical nutrition doesn't work overnight. You know, this is going to be a 6-month minimum program for her, right? And she has to understand, number one, that there's a possibility that it can help, and number two, that it's a process, not an event. And number three, she has to be into it for the long haul, otherwise we're spitting into the wind. And the CD can help to kind of motivate people to maintain the discipline. And it's a wonder, I just like stuff like this, because it's really kind of opens your mind up to a whole nother way of looking at it, you know, not from Dr. Glidden's mouth, right? It's always good if we can hear a lot of different people saying more or less the same thing. So, especially when it comes to eye health, it could be, you might find it quite inspirational. But the protocol here is, we believe that the root cause of the glaucoma is oxidative damage to the blood vessels of the eye, or the circulatory vessels of the eye, and that the root cause of macular degeneration is chronic nutrient deficiencies, especially the nutrient selenium, So, high blood pressure, of course, most of the time is a calcium and magnesium deficiency. So what we would do here for the first 90 days is relatively straightforward and simple. Number one, your mom has to stop eating the 10 bad foods.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. I've heard some of your videos on YouTube, and I don't know what they are.
Oh, well, here's an easy way to do it. Just go to my website, fireyourmdnow.com.
Okay.
Make sure you put the now at the end of it. fireyourmdnow.com.
Got it.
And as soon as the website pops up, a little box pops up onto the screen that asks you if you would like to subscribe to my free newsletter, if you'd like to get a free little email blurb from me once a month. And if you say yes to that and give us your email, you're directed to a hidden page on the website that has the list of the good food, bad food.
Okay, perfect.
And it's free. So there you go. So now, especially oil and fried food are to be avoided by your mother, especially olive oil, salad dressing, canola oil, vegetable oil, coconut oil, right? She has to stop eating that stuff, because that, we believe, is a big free radical donor, and it could be operatively one of the causes of the oxidative stress to her eyes. So no fried food, 0. No olive oil, 0. No salad dressing, 0. If she wants to cook something up in a fry pan, she can do that. If she uses butter, not margarine, if she uses butter and or lard, imagine that, lard, which is rendered pork fat. Rendered pork fat is okay to cook in, as is butter, under low heat. Okay, so if you want to cook up a piece of fish in the skillet, or cook up some eggs in the skillet, cook them in butter or lard, and life is good. Stop using oil, 100%. The nutrients she needs would be the anti-age. How much does she weigh, by the way?
About 165.
All right. So I'd give her one anti-aging healthy start pack. One anti-aging healthy start pack. 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily capsules. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily capsules. And 1 bottle of something called Cal Toddy. C-A-L. T like Thomas, O-D-D-Y. That's a Super Life product, by the way. So when you go into your Longevity back office, that's a Super Life product, the Cal Toddy. So give her those supplements every day for 90 days. Have her clean up her diet. 100%, no cheating, no bitching, no complaining. Just stop eating these foods, for goodness sake. And give the program 90 days. Look to see what happens inside 90 days, and she's going to want to be measuring her blood pressures every day. So if she doesn't already have one, go to CVS or Walgreens or someplace and get one of those blood pressure cuffs you can read at home, you know.
Okay.
And have her measure her blood pressure every day, because if this program kicks in quickly, or, you know, when this program kicks in, her blood pressure is going to come down. And as her blood pressure comes down, she's going to need to adjust the blood pressure meds.
Okay.
Or stop them. Otherwise, the blood pressure will get too low, and that can be a problem. So, really, as long as she's measuring her blood pressure regularly and paying attention to how she feels, right, because everything's connected. So moving downstream here, once we get on board with medical nutrition, she should expect a brightening up of her mood, her energy, her sleep, her appetite, her weight, whatever. There should be something noticeable, measurable, and positive happening in the first 90 days. And once we
when you talk about the amount of bottles, that, in other words, I just get those amount of bottles per month, and does it say on the back how those are to be taken, or is it self-explanatory, or?
Yes, with the liquid stuff, it's 1 ounce per bottle per day.
And that liquid stuff being the anti-aging healing stuff? I mean,
in everything that you get, there's going to be some liquid stuff. The liquid stuff, it's 1 ounce per 1 bottle per day. The capsules, you just divide the number of capsules by the days of the month and then split that dose up. Hang on, I'll tell you how to do this when we get back.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you on the 15th day of November 2013 with a live edition coming at you live over the internet. Talking to Maria in Houston. Maria, you still with me?
I am.
Okay, so in the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, there's a liquid it's called a Beyond OsteoFX. It's a liquid calcium. You do 1 ounce of that a day. And I like to put the liquid calcium in a little bit of orange juice. 1 ounce and a little bit of orange juice in the morning. In the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, there's a red powder called Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And there's a little scoop in that canister. You do 1 level scoop of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine in 12 ounces of water twice a day. And I want your mother to take at least an hour to drink each dose. So put 1 scoop in 12 ounces, put it like in a bottle or something, shake it up, and have her nurse that over the course of at least an hour in the morning, and then do it again in the afternoon. There's another liquid. It's called Cal Toddy, and I'd like her to do 1 ounce of the Cal Toddy in a couple of ounces of orange juice, maybe 2 to 3 ounces of orange juice immediately before bed. Immediately before bed. All of the other supplements are capsules.
Kind of juice or some other kind of liquid, or does it have to be orange juice?
Orange is best.
Okay, if somebody was allergic to orange, what would they do as a second backup?
She's allergic to orange juice?
She's allergic to oranges.
Oh, that's interesting. Then just put it in water. Just put it in water, okay? Water both times. Cal Toddy in water and the Beyond OsteoFX in water, all right? All the others are capsules. So what you do is you see how many capsules are on the bottle, and you divide that by 30. So if there's 90 capsules in the bottle, 90 divided by 30 would be 3. So she takes 3 capsules a day. If there's 120 capsules in the bottle, 120 divided by 30 is 4. So she'd do 4 capsules a day, and then you divide those doses up. So if she's going to take 4 capsules a day, you do 2 capsules twice a day. If she's going to do 3 capsules a day, You can do 3 all at once, or 1 with breakfast, 1 with lunch, 1 with dinner, whatever. But that's how we figure it out. It's really, really easy. Okay.
It just needs to stay in the system at all times.
Well, it's better if we divide the doses of the capsules up, yeah, and it's better if we take everything at least twice a day. It's better if we do everything at least twice a day. And don't neglect nor forget, she must eliminate the 10 bad foods, okay?
Okay.
All right, give it a roll. Let us know what happens, and thank you for the call from Houston, Texas, all the way now to Australia. That dingo ate my baby, Ben. Thanks for the call. You are live.
G'day, Dr. Glidden. Love your show and love your work. I have a mother that has had a heart attack a few years ago.
Ouch.
She suffers from a few different health complaints, including carpal tunnel syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, and she's had mild depression as well, and minor troubles with her eyesight as well.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know how what we could do to help her.
All right, so we got carpal tunnel, we got irritable bowel, we got heart. What was the cause of the heart attack? Do you know?
Not too sure what the cause was. I'm thinking she was probably eating some of the wrong foods. Could have been.
Yeah, so sometimes when the heart goes funky, it's because of blocked blood vessels in the heart. Sometimes it's a valve problem. Sometimes it's a heartbeat problem, like the nerves that feed the heart start beating erratically. Did the MDs ever tell you what kind of a heart attack it was or what the cause was?
This is going back a few years ago now.
Yeah.
So this would have been around 5 years ago. This is before I had any idea what was really happening. So,
well, you know, probably, and this is again an interesting thing to talk about. And right, you really wouldn't, if you're a smart person, you wouldn't, or even a half smart person, you wouldn't let anybody else get away with this, right? I mean, if your car started acting funny and wasn't driving correctly and was sputtering, and there was a big problem with the car, and you took it into the car dealer, and they did a whole bunch of things to the car, and they gave you a bill for $3,000. You would expect them to tell you what the problem was. Oh, you had bad brakes. Oh, you had a banged up fuel filter. Oh, you had a spark plug that was out of timing. Oh, you had a bad oil or whatever. You'd expect them to tell you, but I'm telling you, man, it's normal and common, especially with heart conditions, for the medical doctor just to tell you, oh, you had a bad heart. And here are the drugs that you need. You just had a bad heart. You had a heart attack. Here's the drugs that you need. They never give you the details. And it's a crying shame. It's a travesty. Happens in Australia. Happens in the European Union. Happens all around the flippin' world. Up against the hard break, Ben. Stick with me. I'll dial this in when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Friday, November 15th, 2013. Talking to Ben in Australia about his mom's health. Ben, you still with me?
Yep.
All right, great. So we got carpal tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome, we believe, is caused by a deficiency in a trace mineral molybdenum. It's a hard one to say. It's MOLY, B like baby, D like David, N like Nancy, molybden, DENUM, D like David, ENUM, something like that, molybdenum. Check it out. All right, molybdenum deficiency, and that is found in the plant-derived minerals. So the recommendation to support and promote the connective tissue in the forearm, there's a little tunnel, by the way, that goes from your arm to your hand. It's right at the wrist. It's called the carpal tunnel. And in that tunnel, there's nerves and blood vessels and connective tissue that go into your hand and make everything work, right? The sheath of that tunnel, when it gets dried out, that's the problem, because when it gets dried out, you move your wrist, it causes friction inside the tunnel, and that causes irritation. That's what carpal tunnel is. That, of course, causes scar tissue to form, and so the carpal tunnel surgery, the surgeon opens the wrist up and scrapes out the scar tissue, which the surgery then creates more scar tissue. It's kind of an ass-backwards treatment. So the recommendation to support that structure and function would be the plant minerals, 1 bottle per 100 pounds per month, okay, of the plant-derived minerals. Or the cherry mints,
Okay.
whichever floats your boat. Irritable bowel, of course, from our point of view, the most common cause of that is wheat, barley, rye, and oats. So your mom, you, your brother, your father, me, everybody in the world, no matter which continent we live on, no matter which way the water goes when you flush the toilet, clockwise or counterclockwise, has to stop eating the 10 bad foods. So you have to dial that in for your mom, especially with irritable bowel, wheat, barley, rye, and oats. So she either has to stop eating that stuff, she needs to stop eating it, and she can, if she still wants to have grains, then she has to go gluten-free. So she can have gluten-free whatever if she wants, or just stop eating grains, kick way back on the grains, all right? Now, depression, you got a question about that?
My mother has had a little problem with depression. I think she's been on depression meds, which I don't believe in, so.
Yeah, all right. Well, you shouldn't believe in them because it's documented clinically that for mild depression, which is what most people suffer from when they're diagnosed clinically with depression, a placebo pill is better than Prozac or antidepressants. A placebo is better. It's documented. It's in the literature. Placebo is better. How about that? Why doesn't the medical doctor prescribe a sugar pill for that? Well, because he's an idiot. So most of the time, from our point of view, depressive events are capitulated and exaggerated and most often caused by blood sugar metabolism issues. And if you want to prove that to yourself, eat 4 Snickers bars back to back. Just eat a bunch of sugar inside of 20 minutes. Just pound it down. And then look at your watch for the next 2 hours and see what happens to your mood. I tell you what, man, you're going to be grumpy. You're going to be unmotivated. You're going to feel like crap. You're going to hate everybody in your world for no reason just because your blood sugars are messed up. And it's like a thief in the night. This type of feeling steals over you like fog, right? It creeps in on little cat's feet. And before you know it, you're in this funky mood. And you don't even know that you're in a funky mood. You just have a big black way of looking at the world that kind of came upon you all of a sudden. It's bad, man. It's bad. So the first thing that we do when we're helping people who have, who are dealing with the depressive stuff is we try to support and promote the function of their body's ability to metabolize blood sugar. So we do that with the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, right? And the recommendation there would be 1 healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. So far we're doing the plant minerals and the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, the plant minerals and the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. And because of the heart condition, historically, we'd want to add the Ultimate Daily Capsules, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily capsules per 200 pounds per month, 1 bottle of Ultimate Dailies per 200 pounds per month, and 1 bottle of Ultimate Selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. Right, 1 bottle of Ultimate Selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. And I don't like to give initially more than 4 bottles of selenium a month to anybody. So even if she's over 200 pounds, just give her 4 bottles of selenium a month. And that's a very good place to start, man. Plus the...
We should be around, I'd say 120, 130. Should be around 60 kilograms. So I'd say it'd be work out to...
Yeah, all right. So, all right, good. So then, given that, so here's what I would do. I'd give her 1 healthy blood sugar pack, 1 healthy blood sugar pack, 3 bottles of selenium, 2 bottles of plant minerals, and 1 bottle of the Ultimate Daily Capsules. 1 bottle of the Ultimate Daily Capsules. Now, to kind of ease the burden on her gut because of the irritable bowel, the first month, I would give her 3 bottles of Mackey Plus, MAQUI Plus, 3 bottles of Mackey Plus the first month, 2 bottles of Mackey Plus the second month, 1 bottle of Mackey Plus the third month, and then you can stop. So Mackey Plus has aloe vera in it, which is very soothing to the lumen of the intestinal tract. It's the part of the gut It gets inflamed because of the irritable bowel. Kind of like putting aloe vera on a sunburn. Feels really good. Well, when you do that topically, it feels really good. Well, when you do it internally, it feels really good also on inflamed tissue, and that's what's inside the Mac-E Plus. So give her some Mac-E Plus, give her the other stuff, clean up her diet, and remember, right, this is not specifically a carpal tunnel treatment or an irritable bowel treatment or a depression treatment. It's a Ben's mom treatment. So as she goes down the road, we want to see something somewhere improve because everything's connected. And once we get a brightening up of something, so maybe her sleep improves, maybe her energy improves, maybe the depression lifts a little bit. Once we see something positive happen, right, we just maintain the discipline and ride that horse until it comes around altogether. And remember, man, healing is a process, not an event. Healing takes time. Might take her 6-9 months to get on the other side of all of this stuff, but every couple of weeks, if we're doing the right thing, she should experience a noticeable and measurable positive improvement. Ben, how hard is it to get longevity stuff in Australia? How does that work?
Yeah, there's a little bit of shipping fee. I think there's a shipping from New Zealand to Australia, so I think there's a department in New Zealand that ships to Australia. So there hasn't really been any issue. I'm on auto ship at the moment, so yeah, so it was pretty good. Yeah.
All right, and when you place an order, how long does it take to get to you in Australia?
It usually takes 4 or 5 days for auto ship, I think.
Boy, you got to love that. That's as fast as the United States. Yeah, it's pretty great. All right, Ben, appreciate the call, appreciate the patience. Give it a whirl with your mom and call me back in about 3 weeks with an update.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that. Thanks for your help.
All right, my pleasure. It's always a pleasure to talk to somebody from down under. Let's go to our old friend Madru from California, who's calling in about a girl with a hacking cough. What's up, Madru? You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I just talked to so many people, but this lady called me yesterday. In fact, 2 people called me yesterday. I've got one. She's 4'11", 151, and she says
UTI?
Yeah.
URTI, upper respiratory tract infection?
Right. She's mucus, green at times, yellow, and sometimes clear hacking cough.
Yeah. She has a bacterial infection in the lungs because bacterial infections cause yellow and green mucus. Viral infections cause clear mucus. How about that? That's kind of a down and dirty way to guesstimate. It works most of the time. Sometimes this strategy fails, but most of the time, if it's colored mucus, it's a bacterial infection. And if it's clear mucus, it's a viral infection or some type of an allergic response. So to support and promote somebody's immune system in the face of an upper respiratory tract infection, the recommendation would be the one anti-aging healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. The anti-aging healthy start pack, 2 bottles of selenium, and 1 bottle of EFA Plus. 1 bottle of EFA Plus per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And then to that, we add the killer biotic. The killer biotic. We give the killer biotic at 1 bottle per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle per 100 pounds of body weight per month of the killer biotic. And last but not least, get some colloidal silver. Go to the health food store, get a little spray bottle, a nasal spray applicator. Put the colloidal silver in the nasal spray applicator and spray the colloidal silver into each nostril 3 times a day. 3 sprays to each nostril 3 times a day. Actually, during an acute infection like this, I'd like to see her do that. 3 sprays into each nostril every 3 hours while she's awake, plus have her eat a diet that's high in protein, and have her eliminate all sugar. No sugar. Don't even look at sugar, even fruit or fruit juice. No orange juice. Orange juice is one of the worst things you can eat or drink when you're sick. I gave a webinar all about that last night. It's in the archives, by the way, folks. Become an insider. Listen to my webinar on how to have a healthy immune system. It's waiting for you in the archived libraries available to insiders only. Check it out at fireyourmdnow.com. Become an insider, have immediate access to hundreds of hours of archived health information. So that's what we do for an upper respiratory tract infection to support and promote the structure and function of the respiratory tract and the immune system. Madru, does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I have one more question. Someone has a cholesterol problem. She's has a weight issue, so I know what she needs for that, but she's got cholesterol problems.
Well, how high are the cholesterol numbers? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Well, so she doesn't have a cholesterol problem. She has a doctor problem. And in my book, so give her a copy of my book. She can download it to her Kindle or whatever electronic reading device she has for $10. Or she can get a hardcover, a softcover copy of my book for $20. And I have a whole chapter on cholesterol. And nobody has a cholesterol problem. It is a myth of gargantuan proportions. She does not have high cholesterol unless her total cholesterol is over 400. If her total cholesterol is over 400, she has a problem. If it's not, the only problem that she has is she went to see an MD, and they're spinning her a yarn which is full of storm and stress, and it signifies nothing. So get her a copy of my book, and you can pick that up at fireyourmdnow.com. Heartbreak coming up, Madru. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Keep up the good work in California. Appreciate it. I guess, folks, the phone's lit up here, and regretfully, I was not able to give my little diatribe on Sjogren's syndrome. We're going to finish it out with Gary in Alberta, Canada when we come back. I'm going to have to talk about the Sjogren's on Monday, and I promise I'll do that. I hate it when this happens, but nonetheless, the callers come first. Callers always come first here on Fire Your MD. Going up to the Great White North when we come back. Stick around. Welcome back. Happy Friday, November 15th, 2013. Let's go up to the Great White North and see what's shaking in Alberta. Hey, Gary. Thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden.
All right.
I'm calling regarding a friend. She's in her mid-50s. She's got numerous problems. She gets brain fog, chronic fatigue, overall soreness in the body. She's got hair loss, trouble sleeping, constipation. They couldn't find nothing up here in Canada, so she has been to California, and a lab test showed that she had Lyme's disease. Also one in New York and also one in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So she has tried everything. Can you do something for Lyme's disease? And is that all related, like the brain fog, the chronic fatigue, overall soreness in the body?
Well, I doubt very much that she has Lyme disease. I think I have more clinical experience with the treatment of Lyme disease than any other naturopathic doctor in the world. For 12 years, more or less, I worked in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, which has a very high percentage of Lyme disease in the United States. There's a lot of people with Lyme disease in that part of the country. I've treated a lot of it. I've seen a lot of it. I've investigated it. I did an entire webinar on Lyme disease. Lyme disease is a government-created disease. It was created in a bacteriological tick experimentation center on Plum Island in Long Island in Long Island Sound in 1975. It's a big bad voodoo daddy. It's virtually impossible to diagnose because the lab work that is available is bad. There's a lot of false negatives. There's a lot of false positives. It's impossible to tell with lab work alone whether somebody has Lyme disease or not, and it's a mess. It's a gigantic mess. So if there is Lyme disease or if there is not Lyme disease, there's only one difference in what we do to support and promote the structure and function of the human body. So what I would like to see this person do initially for the first 90 days, how much does she weigh, by the way, Gary?
That I am not sure, but I can find out. But I know how it kind of works going up according to per 100 pounds of body weight.
Yeah, all right. So then we start with the anti-aging healthy start pack and selenium appropriate for body weight. We'll give the anti-aging healthy start pack and selenium appropriate for body weight and the de-stress capsules. 1 bottle per 100 pounds per month of the de-stress. So, and the diet, eliminate the 10 bad foods, plus she has to start salting her food religiously and eating a diet that's high in cholesterol. Eat a diet that's high in cholesterol, salt her food, do the anti-aging healthy start pack, the selenium, and the de-stress. Also, it's often not a bad idea with Lyme patients to do either 1 extra bottle of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine a month or 2 extra bottles of the plant-derived minerals a month, one or the other, either 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals a month or 1 bottle of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine a month, 1 extra bottle of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And 80 times out of 100, this simple program turns everything around and energy comes back, mood comes back, brain stops being foggy, everything brightens up. Now, if she does this for 90 days and, like only hits a wall with the recovery, right? Like she's 80% better, but she hits a wall and she just can't regain that next 20%, then starting in month number 4, you use the Killer Biotic. You do the Killer Biotic at 12 capsules a day, 4 with breakfast, 4 with lunch, 4 with dinner. 12 capsules of the Killer Biotic a day for 1 month. 12 capsules of the Killer Biotic a day for 1 month, in addition to all the other stuff. And usually that's enough to kick it out where it began. And honestly, I don't think she's got Lyme disease because I just don't. It's a very, 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 very difficult thing to diagnose. But nonetheless, what we do is support the body's ability to fix itself. And if there is Lyme disease and we do the right stuff, the immune system should rally and kick the illness out from the roots. We're out of time, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. God willing, back in the saddle on Monday. Till then, live long and prosper.